welcome to another episode of RuneScape and Chat. Just going to make sure that you can hear me. Have I got it right? Someone say yes. Yes, okay. Wait, someone say my mic. Come on, yes, let's go. Right, yeah, so welcome everyone to another episode of RuneScape and Chat. I'm quite an echoing. Okay, let us work this out. We can do this. I think it's just a slight echo coming through, but I think we should be okay.
Is that better now?
No echo. Okay, slightly better. Okay. We're just going to keep this going. So yes, hello everyone. We are here. We are back for another RuneScape and Chat. I am joined by the one, the only, Mod Breezy. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How's you?
Good. Yeah, very good, very good. And for everyone else, we are in World 84, and we are going to be in Menopause, going through some. What's the logs? Is it Acadia? Acadia.
Yeah, it should be.
Acadia logs. Oh no, they're still. People are still saying I'm quiet. Let me. Do I need to bring this in closer? Turning this up slightly. It does look like Burkle, yes, but we are going to be moving across, so I'm going to teleport right across over there now. Mod Breezy, where are you at?
I'm not in game right now. Would you like me to jump in game?
Yes, I mean, yeah, if you want to jump in and join us, then obviously please feel free to. But yeah, we're going to head across over there now, and we'll go to the logs. Come on, Breezy, let's go. Right, okay. I've not been here in a long time, but I do remember it is up here from what I can remember. But yes, hello to everyone joining. We are going to be doing woodcutting. It is coming up. We've got some amazing updates coming in, a lot of exciting things that are coming along the way for this update, which is very cool. I know that Mod Breezy has some very cool stuff that he'd love to share with you all. So I want to pass the mic across to Mod Breezy. Like, say hello. How are you? How is your day going?
Hello, how are you? How's your day going?
Yeah, in that order.
That's good. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. The days are going. We're busy working on Woodcutting and Fletching, playing RuneScape.
Nice.
Yeah, everything's going
well. Oh no, they
excited
can't
to be
hear
here
you.
today.
They can't hear you.
Can't hear
Why
me.
can't they hear you? Your mic is on.
I'm not sure.
Wait.
Hello?
Twitch channel, can we hear? Oh, it's fine. Okay, so it's me that's got the echo. That shouldn't be a problem. Bear with me, folks. So I'm getting this sorted. Bear with me. I know that my voice is slightly lower. Okay, let's start with this. How is that for everyone? Can people hear me a little better? How's that going? How's that going? Better. Excellent. We did it. We did it. Oh my goodness. Joy.
Now I'm gonna start
Joy,
having
joy.
problems.
No, you're not. Don't you dare. You're not allowed to.
Mic check, mic check.
Can everyone hear Mod Breezy okay? Give us a little thumbs up if we could. Amazing, amazing. We're doing it, gang. We're doing it. Oh, it was worth the trip back from Scotland for this. It really was. And now I'm joined by a Scotsman here, so you know what could be better. Where in Scotland are you from, actually? Mod Breezy.
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. You're in my backyard.
Yes, I'd say backyard. I'd say maybe in the mountains. I was very far away from everyone, from a lot of people, But yeah, okay. Breezy, okay. People still can't hear me. This is very frustrating. Let's turn you up in the. Breezy, if you carry on your. Oh yes, I can hear it. I can hear it. Okay, people can hear you. If people are trolling me, I swear to God, this is not funny. I will find it funny later on. Okay, there's a slight bit of echo, but the main person we are going to be chatting to and celebrating is Mod Breezy over here. So, Mod Breezy, tell us a little more about yourself. Tell us about your journey at JagX. How have you found the last couple of years? Like, where did you start? How did you get to this point here?
Yeah, so I started at JagX in 2018, mid 2018, and I joined as QA, starting on the mining and smithing rework. And it's been 6 years now, just over 6 years. Now in design, I've been in design for a couple of years. And yeah, it's been an interesting, like crazy ride. It's so cool to see how a game that you've played for so many years, like how it works behind the scenes. It's really cool seeing how game development works, like what it's really like internally, how all the cogs in the machine work. Yeah, it's been really fun and lots of learning about what makes RuneScape. Lots of learning a lot about the community, lots of making friends with people in the community, lots of close relationships and lots of great dialogue, and yeah, it's just been an awesome time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Nice. I love that. Quick side note. This is something I've not done. I was told to right-click a symbol at the top of your screen and set as active. Do we know what I'm setting as active? There are so many things to this game which I'm still learning. It's honestly crazy. Have you ever had a moment like that, More Breezy, where you just sit back and sometimes you're just like, you feel like you're an expert, and then you're like, oh, this still, I didn't know this. I did not know this.
Yeah. I mean, like RuneScape's such a large game. You're always gonna have that. Even nowadays, actually, like for the 6 years that I've been here, I'll find stuff that I've worked on and just completely forget that I worked on it. I'll be like, oh my god, that's right. But wait, I did that. All right, like I was part of that.
Yeah. That's cool. It's cool to be able to celebrate stuff like this. Like obviously with the whole mining and smithing update, that was like one of your first babies, right?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I joined quite late into the development. By the time I joined, there was about 6 months left, but that was like something like an 18-month project, and realistically even longer than that because of the previous iterations. So, yeah, it was like we were in there. I think someone said in the chat, it just jumped in the deep end with it, but it was such a fun project. Like I think it's to this day one of my like most favorite ones. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I've missed. Okay, thank you. I thought you meant as in like just click the whole box. But no, okay. So is the pyramid chat, I'm asking the chat now, or even you, more breezy, is the pyramid the best one to go with? What's faction
Yeah,
gay?
so if,
Oh.
since we're here in the Imperial District, you'll want to set that one as the active one,
Great.
unless you want any other rewards, really. But yeah.
No, no, this is good. This is good. The one thing I annoyingly forgot to get ready is making sure that I had the right box for this. So I don't have the wooden box. I think the last box. No, I did. Oh my goodness. I did have the Acadia box. And
There's
I
a deposit box right there. You should be able to use. I forget if you need
where?
actually. If you need.
Where's the deposit box?
Um,
Oh, it's around
so if
here.
you go towards the pyramid, it should be.
Is it up here?
Yeah, but I
Yes.
think you might need
Oh, there it is.
a
There it is. I see
reputation
it.
for it.
Oh no, really? Oh,
Maybe. I forget.
blast.
It's been a while since I did Manifest now. Yeah, you do. Looks like that with boxes is your friend.
Who? Wait, sorry. I'm being bombarded with. Hold on. Who? I'm being told to. Wait. Trade. Who's trading with me? Not gonna trade. Wait. Let's just carry on. Let's find a. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I could do that. But to be fair, I could fletch them, or I can just go and get my box and get and put them into the box. That might be an easier thing. Sorry, Bob Breezy. We are. This is how streams tend to go here. We are just constantly
Sorry.
going through learnings of how to play this game, and it's just been a challenge. The
That's
challenge,
not
you
a
know what
problem.
the challenge is? The challenge is me trying to get my mic and the camera set up. I'll have 1 week where it will be fine and it will be right, and we'll have a smooth, a smooth, bloody um, stream. But there we go. There we go. Let's find the nearest bank. The bank is right there. Okay, cool. You know what? That's not far. That's not far. Let's quickly go to the bank and get on with it. But yes, let's continue into some of the other projects, more breezy that you've done. Like, tell us more. What else have you worked on? What else has been something that you're finding really passionate, that you really want to get onto? Like, was something like, for example, like the mining and smithing, like when you first went into that, was that something that you were really passionate about, that you were like, yes, I can't wait to get into this, I want to get more into the skilling? Or is it something that you kind of fell into and then now you're trying to get more insight into all of that? Does that make sense? Am I
Yeah. No, no.
yeah.
Like in terms of well, in terms of what projects we work on, most of the time we just get assigned projects.
Yeah.
Um, like we'll try and put people where their strengths shine. So obviously you'll find like more combat oriented devs and like designers and stuff on those types of projects. But it's also important for people to like learn as well. So you'll see a mix of stuff. But yeah, I was assigned to the project when I joined. Me, Mod Camel, and Mod Shrew all joined the same day. We all got given different projects to do, which was quite cool. But
Oh, no way.
mining was like one of the first skills in game that I really wanted to get to 99. It ended up being fire making, unfortunately. So it wasn't mining. But I have like really fond memories of when me and my friends first made our like RuneScape accounts.
Right.
And we were in like the first on Tutorial Island, but then in Lumbridge Swamp mining. I think that was all I did back in the day, but yeah, I've got some very vivid memories of that. So to come and work on it, like for that to be the first project was really cool. If
That
you were
is really
following like the
cool. My
mining and smithing
goodness.
rework, yeah,
That is crazy.
if you were following the mining smithing rework, you'll know that it changed a little bit over the years. Um, there was like there was a few different polls that went out, etc. So I was keeping up with it at the time.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't like even about a month or 2 months out from working at Jagex, I didn't know I'd be working at Jagex. So just keeping up with it, playing the game, and then next thing you know, a few months later, I'm working on the project. So like very cool, very exciting stuff. And it was a big project. Lots and lots of stuff that I learned from it. And it was fun as well. Like honestly, just getting into it, like just being having the dream of working here and then being able to work here and finally get to know all the JMods on a first name basis, and become friends with them and work on the game, etc. was all
Yeah,
really
because
cool.
what
But
year did you start? What year did you start at Jagex? And you've
it
been playing
it was
for how long?
2018. I've been playing since 2006. Since
2006
yeah,
Scapers. That is a long time for someone to be playing. That's, I mean,
it's too
what? The
long.
game is almost 25 years old now. That is, you've been here a long time. You've been here a long time.
Yeah, indeed,
But
part of
that's
the furniture, as
awesome.
they
That's,
say.
that must be great to be able to see your product, see, or I say your product, but see the design that you've created, like on the screen, like on a game you love. Like there must be such a, like, what kind of feeling do you get when you see stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, like it's really, really satisfying. Like, as a game developer, like the reason that I went into game development and game design was to elicit the same emotions that I had as a player playing like just any other game as well. It was like RuneScape, old like PS2 games when I was a kid. Like all those things inspired me to come into games because like the stories, the narrative, like the
Mm,
gameplay, the things that you do, they all elicit emotions. Whether like you get really tied to a character and maybe they die off and you like you're sad about it, or you do something you like and you find it challenging and you
mm,
find like overcoming it really happy. Like us being able to bring that out in people is a really cool thing. Like you don't often get that in too many like industries. It's like obviously like with like creative industries and making art, movies, books, etc.
right.
You can do that, but like games is where it's at for me. So being able to do something and then see people play with it, interact with it, get annoyed if you want them to get annoyed, be happy if you want them to be happy, seeing all that, seeing smiles on people's faces or confusion and all that, like that's a really satisfying experience. It's really, really cool.
On a quick side note, another satisfying thing is every time I come on stream, I'm being gifted with stuff. So again, I can't thank you enough for
You
people
just got
to
gifted some nice stuff.
some really lovely stuff, which is honestly really sweet of people. Thank you. Thank you, Scapers. And again, it's so nice to hear how passionate you are about these things. Like it gives you, it gives me the sense of being in a place which fills me with so much joy to work at, because it's like hearing people talk about stuff like this, the games that they've worked on, games that they've been so passionate about for so many years, to finally be able to input
Mhm.
their own energy and their own love into the game. Like it's such a wonderful thing. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's really nice. Um,
Yeah, it's
but
awesome.
yeah, that's really really cool.
In
But
terms of like
oh yeah,
other
carry on.
projects,
Yeah, go on.
sorry, that you asked about too, I've
Mm,
worked on a whole host of things since I've been here at JackX. So it started with mining and smithing rework. I did the Mauritania Slayer dungeon with Mod True and like Fire Spirit stuff during one of the early game jams back then. I worked on Desperate Times a little bit, the Comp Cape rework,
right,
some involvement in Anacornia, 120 Farming and Herb Lore. I think the PVM hub came out that same year as well, that we did
right.
in Game
Wow.
Jam. I worked with quite a few other JMods on that.
Mm,
And then I did, I think it was 2 years on the Ninja team. We did
right,
quite like 2 years worth of like really nice quality of life updates. Um, Moved on to Zamorak after that, and then that was roughly the time I came into design, and
right.
that became more about sort of overlooking, sort of having oversight on more projects, but still being involved with stuff. So like Worldy Flash events, I had some hand in, a little bit of a little bit of like everything in for Infantry. Um, the Yeah, like the Grove as well. I had like quite a bit of involvement early on in that. And yeah, just like various stuff really over the years. Like we all have
Yeah.
like so many like so much involvement in different things across. Like it's really hard to like say that like I did this and that was it. Like everyone here at like on the development team has a hand in everything that we do, whether it's like
Mm.
feedback or direct input. It's there's so many ways of being involved in things.
And this is also,
But yeah.
again, thanks. I mean, how does that also carry into, for example, with player feedback? Like, how much of that player feedback sort of like bleeds um, into everything that you see, that the escapists see like before us? Like, do you reckon like a lot of it is from player feedback as well? Like, how much of that
Yeah,
do
yeah,
you
yeah,
do you guys
absolutely.
rely on?
Absolutely. Like we're always thinking about the player. with everything that we discuss, like part of just being a game developer is being able to wear like different hats. So like well, I guess like at a high level, you wear your developer hat and you wear your player hat, and sometimes you just like you need to switch. And being able to switch is a key skill.
Right.
In understanding like what does it mean for the game design or for the game development to do this thing? What does it mean for the player? But it kind of goes deeper than that too. Like there's different
Right.
types of players, there's different groups of players, there's different like levels of engagement from different players. You know, I mean, like we often talk about like PVMers and skillers and questers, but it goes even deeper than that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
we'll try and like consider how those people like to play, what their feedback might be, what the feedback on like similar things has been before from those people.
Right.
It's always at the top of our mind. That's like we don't do anything really without considering the player like to some extent.
See, hear that, players. Gonna finger point as much as I can. Your input does have a massive impact on what you see before you. So, you know, we are doing everything we can. Okay, enough with the trades. My chat is look at this trade. Enough. I've had very generous amounts of stuff being traded with me, but thank you. But enough. What is all this on the floor? Oh, it's adamantite.
Lots of the fine locations.
Oh my goodness. Where are you, Breezy? Are you in here? Are you in?
I'm on the opposite end. I'm on my personal account actually. I'm on the opposite end. Just
Okay.
chopping away. There was a soul obelisk just going on just over here. Oh, it's actually still going on. If anyone wants it.
What's
On
going
the opposite
on?
side of the.
Oh,
there's a soul obelisk.
Oh, I see. What is this?
Maybe that's good for you, but don't stay on it too long. You might die. Just
I might die. Oh god.
Yeah, I saw someone ask in the chat, what type of player are you, Breezy? I don't actually like to give myself a tagline. Like I actually like I'm a completionist.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do absolutely everything. I love ticking off achievements and any 100%ing of games.
Right.
In recent years, I've had to stop because I've got a huge backlog of games and I can't keep spending too much time playing the one game. But I absolutely love completionist content.
Nice.
I'm always for it.
I'm definitely the same. I do like to complete, and this has been my frustration. I'm watching my HP. Don't worry, I am watching it. I did not bring food, but god damn it, my HP is going down very slowly. So it's fine. It's fine. But yes, I am definitely a completionist as well. I am definitely on the like. What's annoying is I'll watch my skills and I'll get really annoyed that they're not equal. So I'll make sure everything gets to 50, and then everything gets to 60, and then everything goes to 70. And like it's really annoying. Like I just kind of want to just get to a point where I'm just like, yes, just skill one up all the way to the top. But yeah, I'm like, if you see, I've got a few. Oh yay, 6,000. That's good. And I've healed. Someone's either healing. No, you can't heal someone else, but I'm being healed at the same time, which is strange. Does that happen? Are you being healed as well?
You can be, yeah. I think maybe people might have prisms and stuff down.
Right. Well, thank you for whoever's putting prisons down and helping everyone else. That's very kind of you. But yeah, I've got like 65, 64, 70, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 60. Like they're kind of unequal, but look, they're all in their 60s. I was trying to go through them, and then you get to summoning and farming. Just don't judge me. I find those the hardest. What's your favorite skill, would you say, or Breezy? And what's your least favorite skill?
My favorite skill.
Yes.
That's interesting. What is my favorite skill? I think recently archaeology. I think before archaeology it would have been between invention or mining, but recently archaeology. I really like that. The release of archaeology was something special. Playing for it was very fun.
I've enjoyed
necromancy was.
It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Necromancy was really fun as well. I really like the upgrading and stuff and like the sort of path for the whole skill.
Yeah.
And like the different combat changes that are brought in. Least favorite? I'm not sure. Probably agility. Probably agility.
Agility.
Yeah, I remember doing 99 on was it the proof posts, and then like there was a specific spot on the proof agility course where you could set your mouse up, and and all you had to do was click. So I just did that over double XP whilst watching some stuff. I
Wait,
think I was watching
repeat that
some
again.
shows.
Where did you go?
It was the Pripness agility course. This would have been like, I think I maxed in like 2017, I think it was.
Wow.
And I think at the time that was one of the best places to go.
Where is this
so I went there.
course? I don't think I've got it yet.
It's in Pripness. You might not have unlocked it yet.
I don't think I have. No, I've been told by Mod Doom. Where is it? The let's to Het's Oasis. Het's Oasis agility course is apparently meant to be a good one.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
quite a long one, I hear. But it's one of those which, yeah, you know what? I enjoy them. I like putting on a good podcast, listen to a D&D podcast, and I sort of just like sit back and sort of just go through the motions. But I tend to do that usually when I do my agility courses. I found the one in the wilderness, and I've done that a few times. Getting to that was terrifying because I almost died like 5 times. But once you're in, it's like it's great. Just keep going. I don't know why. It was one of those things that's like, oh, I've not explored any of the wilderness, and I'm strong enough. I was like wearing like tier 40 gear. It was like ridiculous, and I was like, I could do this. I was just like running away from everything. But yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, I promised you that we are going to be sharing some other stuff that's coming in. So I am going to pass to Mod Breezy when he gives me the thumbs up via audio. And
you got the thumbs up.
You got a thumbs up. Okay, cool. And then we will share. Here we are. Take it away, Mod Breezy. So what have we got here?
Wonderful. Okay. So today I've got our board, our mirror board. I think a lot of people should have seen this from Mod Jack's streams. He used to jump on this and share some like RuneScape design stuff. But what I've done today is I've actually got the mining and smithing, the 110 mining and smithing.
He will zoom in. Don't worry. He's just showing you the whole page.
They're excited.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I always find it interesting to like look into the mid development stuff for like games. I always love seeing like work in progress and like just how things evolve. So I thought I'd show that off today and just sort of take a look through concepts and ideas that we had, or like original designs, how we changed them, just stuff like that really. So start here really with like this was the start of the project. In the early days, like we start off by just defining what the project actually is, what the update actually is, what it's going to contain, what sort of things that we want players to be doing, what the objectives are, like maybe like why we're doing it, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And this is really where we started. So there's some stuff in here that's just sort of left over. This all really changed over time, but fairly early on, I always find it handy to make things visual. I'm a very big sort of visual learner. I'm a very big like person on presenting
Look at these
stuff.
visuals. Look at these visuals. These look great.
So when you're describing like what the update is going to be, it really helps to just break it down into its most basic essence and just say it, and just show it with images. Just illustrate the ideas, like this wonderful editing that I did here, just to show the artists what we might have our stuff look like. But these sorts of things internally, like when you're speaking to lots of different departments and stuff, it's really easy to get ideas across using this sort of thing, because people will come to like Jagex specifically with varying levels of understanding of the game and stuff like that. So we have to be able to like translate that basically for them, and just help them like understand it, because it makes all of our lives easier if we do that. And this right here is just a sort of stuff that we'll go through. So this right here is just showing off like how we want the ores to work, how we want the bars to work, what you'll be able to make, what level you might need, and so on and so forth.
We'll take a quick.
And that's really the same for.
We'll take a second there. Does anyone have any questions so far, or do you want to pause at certain points, Mod Breezy, and open for questions?
No, it's okay. If you have questions, just throw them up
in the chat if you've got any questions so far.
I'll try and answer as much as I can.
Yeah.
same thing here, really. Again, with the Masterwork sword, just getting that initial idea across first of all before going into like in-depth designs of how we want things to work, where like the agreed upon things are that we start with, and then we can like if we're happy with that, then we'll go further into designing things. So this was just early on looking at how the Masterwork sword would be created. So like we knew we wanted to do Masterwork, we knew we wanted to incorporate the primal stuff, and then looking at what exists already for Masterwork, looking at implementing Essence. So this was decided quite early on. We knew where we were going with it. It just needed to be fleshed out, which I'll come to later on. It's a big old thing. And then a similar thing for the pickaxe of life and death. I might slip up and say hatchet at some point. So if I do, I'm sorry, because I've been switching between hatchet and pickaxe for like months now.
Don't blame me. Don't blame you.
But yeah, just once again, sort of illustrating for anyone that needs it, really, like what our sort of tools are, what sort of things we're aiming for, like where things are missing, what ideas we want to get in, like what the theme of things might be. Just again, just to communicate to people internally, like what the update is really. So I'll stop there very briefly. If there's any questions before I move on,
feel free to check the chat, see if there's anything in there.
I won't answer that question. Why can't you augment Smith gear like Primal? So I've spoken about this before a couple times, but the reason you can't smith it is just like the reason you can't augment it is it just follows the same precedent of previous smithable items in that you can't augment it. And we've discussed ideas and like ways of making that more enticing. So maybe it's like following like the necromancy path of doing extra things to be able to turn it into something that you can augment and use, or it has effects or something, just as examples. But yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on just because of time. I'm just conscious of time.
Yeah, of course.
At the moment. I can show off some of the concepts that we have. So we had quite a few concepts for the project.
God, honestly, I'm obsessed
of course.
With this page. Look at this board.
I tried to keep things as updated as possible to show off the development of things. And yeah, so like we can just start with a sword here, really. So very early on, we knew that we wanted a two-handed weapon, and we went with the primal sword. So here's just some examples, really, of how that sort of turned out and developed over time. So we start with a few different examples. We have it from a sort of more faithful to more what we call reforged, which is sort of like a reworked version of it. And then from that, we sort of went into some more exploration. And then if anyone here read the right-click examine for the first right-click examine for one-time mining and smithing, we took these options and then like whittled it down to just these few. So it was the original remake,
how pretty that is. God damn.
Remaster, sorry. A bit of a change, or do we go with option C here, which was a bit of a rework? And the overwhelming feedback from the players was to stick to what's there already. So that's where we got our end concept for, really. And that's basically the theme throughout these things for like pickaxes. Same thing here. So we started off with just a few ideas using the primal color scheme. Then we were like, well, okay, but some primal weapons, or like all of them are black, so let's do some of those variations. And then that's when we asked players. I think it was this one. I think this was the image that we presented to players in the RCE.
Oh yeah.
And it was at that point where we said, okay, again, do we want to go down the route of staying faithful to what primal equipment is like, or do we want to actually use this as an opportunity to switch that up and make them like sort of red or orange, just like the gear is? And again, the feedback was very much keep it as it is right now. But on the pickaxes specifically, a lot of the feedback was also about like it looks too much like a Matic, for example. So we just looked at switching that up. Is it like the bent handle? Is it like the webbed feel for the heads? And that's when we moved on to more exploring some of these. And then I worked with Mod back, I think it was, to come up with this and something that looks a lot more like a pickaxe, and it could
there you go. That is great.
fit into fit into the primal theme.
Right.
On a similar note, I guess, like for like the pickaxe of life and death. So it started off being called. It was either the special pickaxe or the masterwork pickaxe.
I don't
We
think
couldn't
players are
decide
going to be
on a
happy
name.
with special pickaxe.
So once we finally had the name, that was great. But this is where it started. Again, just some ideas. Again, the whole like Matic sort of feedback. We helped to define this as well and moved away from that to get what we've got going on here in this image, and then refine that down a little bit. We all sort of like take our picks and like give our feedback and stuff, and then that's where we get to this final thing here where we like really define the materials and the look and stuff. And
it looks so good. I honestly can't wait to get one. It looks amazing. What is the process? What is the process to get it? How long does it take?
It should take quite a while. So you need the what pickaxe do you have right now?
Well, very kindly, I was gifted a dragon pickaxe. Let me just double check. Yeah, dragon hatchet pickaxe.
Right.
Hatchet. I was given a dragon hatchet, which was very kind of a player to give me. So thank you to that player. But yes, that's what I've got at the moment.
I think you'll need to get the Earth and Song pickaxe first,
right.
And to do that, you'll need I think 2 dragon pickaxes, and a candle pickaxe, and a crystal pickaxe.
Oh my goodness!
So it's quite a little bit, but I'm sure you come across it on your journeys.
I will. You know what? I'm persistent. I will persist, and I will get them. So also, yeah. I mean, okay. So this is the primal kite shield.
Yeah. We once again like originally had sort of variations for do we follow a remastered route or do we go down the more reworked route? And then again, once we got the feedback from the first RCE, we said let's stick to being faithful here because that's what the players really want.
Yeah, for sure.
But we definitely started out that way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I was just saying the wiki is my friend, so shout out to the wiki crew. Thank you. But yeah, apparently it's 2 dragons made into an Imcando and a crystal. Is that the route?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for the clarification, the French fry. But yes, carry on. Well, Breezy.
No problems. And this is just some stuff on the primal armor rework itself, but it should be remastered really. But yeah, we start. I'll actually just cover it in a second, but we in our like brief and pitch process, which is what we call it internally. That's when we all sit down and we get like the idea across everyone and make sure everyone agrees on what we want. Which I'll just cover in a sec. But yeah, it's just really showing off sort of different types of things that our concept artists need to like come up with, pay attention to, and how that helps. Like when that gets transferred over to our character artists who have to like build the whole thing from just these drawings. So yeah, just making sure like everything's as defined as possible, everyone's happy, things are agreed on.
Yeah.
It's
a pretty cool concept. Like how did you
on to that?
How did you come up with the concept? What was it? What was the thought process behind it? Like, did you take something and try to be like, I can make this better? And then
well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. So this is our like brief and pitch process, which so I've cut, for what it's worth, I've cut out a lot of things in this board which were either confidential or like personal information. So this isn't like the full thing, but this is what it typically looks like when we sit down with our artists and stuff. What we'll usually do is we'll like define like what the item is, what it should look like, what it isn't. So for example, it's a direct and faithful remaster. It's true to our current silhouette. It's not a rework. It's not bulky, and that's the sort of things that we'll infer over here. So, for example, these were the originals that were in game as of a few months ago, and we just defined, for example, that we want a high-res version of what's current, keep the shape, materials, and color schemes. So, just that, for example, and then showing like what sort of ideas we want to go down with, and specifying what we don't want as well. So, for example, we don't want a bulky piece of armor. It already is like bulky, to be fair, but not quite this level of bulky.
Right.
And just trying to be specific as possible to give our artists the right path to go down, because it's easier for this one because it's a remaster of an object. But for something like, even let's say the special pickaxe, for example, the pickaxe of life and death, which is what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
It can be very hard to just say like, just make me a pickaxe. You have to
Yeah.
specify what it looks like, how you make it. Might matter a lot to the artist. What materials are used, what things are used to make it. All of those things like go into what our concept artists do. So working together, just communicating, being specific with what you want, what the whole vision is, communicating that is really, really important. And we've got just a few different like sort of things here. So the swords and stuff, and then also just specifying what type of assets we might need for the project.
And this has been really, really useful actually. And I know that a lot of people are appreciating being able to see this visually as well. So this is definitely a mental note for future streams. When we do stuff like this, I will make sure we try to do this. But this is Mod Breezy. This is all Mod Breezy's idea. So thank you for preparing all of this for us and for the scapers to see this. I know a lot of people are appreciative of this. But look at that. Look at this. This is crazy. Make sure you're zooming in. I think a lot of people will appreciate zooming in on this.
I'll try my best. This right here was just a small, again, just an illustrative point for our artists to understand when we're designing these, like what exactly it is we want. Because not everyone's going to know, for example, that like all the dungeoneering armors follow like a tier system. If you actually look at all of the either whether it's mage, ranged, or melee armor and weapons, what you'll actually realize is that they come in 4 different variations. So there's always one variation for the first few levels, a second for the next, third for the other, and then the final tier.
Right.
And what they do is like they make small changes to like the armor, for example, and things like that. So again, like anyone artist or anyone else that we get in isn't just going to automatically know that. So it's very handy just to be able to communicate that and really get across what it is you want, and what the sort of requirements are, things that we have to be aware of. You know, it's not just like automatic knowledge. You can't just assume that people know that. And again, just another example of somewhere where I've tried to illustrate the fact that we have other tools of the same kind and appearance, and how we want the new things to look. What does this missing thing look like?
I suppose it must be so difficult as a designer to come up with these new concepts, because there are so many other tools that people are using. So when you I suppose in a way, do you find it a hindrance, or do you find it quite useful to have different tools that you can sort of work off, because at least you know what kind of design that you kind of want for it? Or do you as a designer try to think out of the box of doing something completely different for these types of things?
It's really like a whole bunch of things that come into one. It can be like, is it like first of all, it depends on what type of update you're working on. Like if the update is a quest that is very specific in a line of quests, then you obviously want something that is suitable for the theme of the quests, suitable to the theme of the areas that you're going to, and things like that. You want to consider how it fits into the RuneScape art style, how it looks in the world,
right?
How it feels. You want to consider any lore. Is there any sort of lore that feeds into it? Should this should this have this like glowing thing over here, and would that make sense in the world? And like things like that, as an example.
That's really cool. That's really, really cool.
These are some.
Any questions? I was going to say, any questions so far? Did you want to have a quick look through and see if there's anything in there? I know we are slowly cutting short on time. I know, but I want you to finish your presentation. So
yeah, no problems. I'm just taking a quick look now.
Quick
see if there's anything.
Gander.
Would those types of primal recolor be able to add someday? Assuming you are talking about these ones, maybe these are already in the game. So we updated this just shortly after the one-time mining and smithing update. But actually, like one big thing that we tried to do with this update was that when we asked our artists about making this, we also asked them, like we said, look, these armors are essentially the same, but they have different types of flares and stuff. So could we explore making those? Because if we can, then we can get a whole rework done essentially for a style.
Right.
in Dungeoneering, and we can like put these on NPCs and use them in quests, update them throughout the game. Make the game look more up to date, which is what people are always asking for. So it's just one thing that we tried to get in as well. And I'm really happy we did manage to get it too. It was quite awesome to see that.
That is phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
I've got some mid development images as well. Again, I just try to capture as much as I can, just of various things. I mean, there's like small examples too of things that we'll be working on day to day. So, for example, over here you can see like the sword on the left is slightly darker than the sword on the right. There's less like sort of detail in the lighting and stuff to it, and it's just like small things that we'll discuss and go back and forth on, and like just try and get as right as possible before the update goes out. Similarly, like over here is what I was talking about when we were making those other armors for Novite to Prometheum.
Yeah.
One thing that we have to do if we're making new assets is defining what the material is. So like all the previous, all the old like Dungeoneering stuff use the same sort of material, but like sort of recolored. But nowadays we have the capability to actually try and like define what a material is. How does it look? Does it look rough? Does it like how would it look like it feels?
Yeah.
Does it shine? Does it not shine? You know, stuff like that. And that's
Right.
so that if we ever come to do any more like remasters or anything like that, we have like those materials available in there. Like it just makes sense when you apply them. Like if we ever did, for example, a Novite two-handed crossbow, whatever, we already have that material at hand, so we can apply it to that, and that it makes it look consistent. It makes it make sense. And so on and so forth. So these are just some examples. I think this was Mod Demo who was responsible for these. So you can kind of see the difference. If I zoom in a little bit, kind of see the difference on like the bottom Novite versus the top Novite. Is this Ethereum? I forget the names, but the Severian one, for example, the top one is the older one, and this bottom one is a newer one. So that's just like a round of feedback to refine them really, and just try and get it in the best place as possible. Again, the Prometheum is actually a really good example here. Up top, it looks quite sort of saturated, lost in its colors, and then down here you can see it's got quite a good bit of color in it.
Yeah, the nice contrast of colors is actually it does give it that a little more to it. It's nice. Love it.
Lovely. I'll just show this off because I see everyone's really happy to get into woodcutting. So this was just the armor as well. It's just a sort of timeline of the armor. So it started off kind of reddish, blackish. And then we went through some loops of feedback, and just these are just some images that I brought out that I was working with ModWov on, I think is his mod name. I had a really fun time just working our way through these, comparing things to each other, trying to get like the colors and stuff on them right to match as best as possible. And just various things here too. It's like just small bugs, even small bugs like the +5. I think this was the +5 boots were a different color for some reason, and just it's just everyday part of like development really, which is quite fun. But yeah. And then there was also quite a bit of I'll skip over questions just to get to woodcutting right now. But this is
keep going.
this is what our like masterwork process looked like for the sword. Did some research on it, and then again put everything here visually because it helps like the devs understand how things work rather than just sort of typing it out. It helps put things there. This is how just like photoshopping it or putting into Paint the interface, and okay, here's how it should maybe look, and here's what we should name this tab and stuff. And yeah, so for all of these, I have some. I kept some of the updated versions of them. Unfortunately, don't have time to go through them, but I kept them just in case
we
like
do
you wanted
have,
to share.
If you wanted to, and obviously Mod Breezy, if you have the time, you can catch Mod Breezy on his Twitter, because yes, we are still saying Twitter here. I need to be careful here. I almost put in everything in my inventory except. Okay, let's just move these across. I can't empty. That's really annoying. I can't empty my wood. I can't empty my wood. I can't empty the wood from my wood box into the bank, which is very annoying. But yes, if anyone would like some more information, and obviously Mod Breezy, if you do have time, and you want to share more stuff, feel free to find him on. How do people find you? Is it Jagex Breezy?
Yeah, and JMods Breezy on basically everything: Discord, Twitter, Reddit.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll just continue. Sorry, I'm very conscious of time.
Yeah, of course. Please continue.
This was original. This was the first version of how you make the pickaxe of life and death. So it was originally meant to be like focused around Keely. We had this idea of like contact welding, which is basically like in space in a vacuum, metals of the same type will weld together automatically, and we were going to have some sort of theme around that in the rituals and doing that with different ores and bringing them together to make like special chunks of metal and so on and so forth. But we go through like bits of the feedback with each other. Spoke with like Mod Stu and Jack and the rest of the team and stuff, and get a second version. Move on to like a third version. If anyone ends up screenshotting this or whatever, you'll see that like things like the meteorite metal fragment for the shooting star were initially meant to be based on Stardust, but we ended up changing that to the amount of swings. Just again, small decisions throughout development which can really impact things. But now, with just a few minutes left, I wanted to share some of the stuff on 110 Woodcutting and Fletching. So, start off with
let's go
with the new tree.
Are we ready for the tree? Are we ready for the tree? Are we ready for the tree? Here's the tree. Look how pretty it is. God damn, that's nice.
So this right here is the Eternal Magic Tree. There's a bit of lore we've got going on here. So we have a new Iluyanka that you'll be able to meet. She's a botanist who's responsible for crossbreeding IS trees with Gilnor's magic trees. So be a little bit of lore in there too. She's been around on Gilnor for a while. I don't think it's specifically stated like when she came, but sometime after Hannibus arrived in Gilnor. For those of you who know your RuneScape lore. But yeah, I like lovely, beautiful tree. If I do say so myself.
I'm gonna. Someone's called you. Where is it? Where's the? Oh, damn it, Bessie. Someone called you Bessie. That is a beautiful. Oh my god, that is a beautiful. That is a beautiful Bessie. I'm gonna call you Bessie from now on. Sorry, Breezy. That's a great name. But look how pretty it is. So where can people find this? You said it's in Gilnor. Obviously, it's in Gilnor. Whereabouts can people find this?
Yeah, it'll be based up around Eagles Peak. We found a nice, quite a nice spot somewhere in that area, near like where all the hunting stuff is and the Memorial to Guffix, I think it was, around that area over there. So yeah, looking forward. Mod Alex is our environment artist, and he finished the actual tree model today, and it was looking insane when he was showing us it off. So I'm really excited to get more of it shown up to the players.
And you all, Scapers, get to see this firsthand. Look how pretty that is. Don't screenshot it because we will be announcing it soon, and you'll get to have the lovely high-res version of it. But yeah, goddamn. What else? Is there anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly go over the new hatchets that we've got. So I think that will get everything on the screen. The hatchet of Earth and Song and the hatchet of Life and Death. So right now those are the missing ones in game in terms of like special hatchets. So once again, combining your crystal and dwarven hatchets together, and then doing a lengthy process with the hatchet of Earth and Song to get the hatchet of Life and Death here. Some similarities in what you'll be doing, like with the hatchet of Earth and Song, it will just be combining the two together with a special item. The special item I actually picked out from there was a Reddit post from a player about something, so I picked something from that. I've been asking all over Twitter and Discord and stuff for ideas, and I've been trying to incorporate what I can from players where possible. There was a lot of players asking about Witchwood on Discord. They really love Witchwood, so we got something Witchwood in for the Hatchet of Life and Death as well. So
do people need to do a quest, or will this just be a very lengthy process to get?
You'll need quests if you've already made like the pickaxes of Earth and Song and Life and Death. You should be in a good spot. There'll be nothing like there'll be no new quests for this.
No new quests. So if you're up to the Hatchet of Earth and Song, you're fine. To clarify.
Yep. But yeah, I saw some mention of wood spirits. We'll be releasing wood spirits onto more drop tables ahead of the update. Probably like like quite a few weeks. I don't want to put a timeline on, but quite a few weeks before the update, just to make sure that they're in the economy and people are able to obtain them before this comes out. And then we'll let you know what like sort of things you'll need. Are logs being removed from the drop table? I would love to look at that. I'm not sure if we can for this update, but if there's an opportunity to, then yeah, definitely. And then also something that a lot of people have been asking for is, first of all, the ability to remove hatchets from the tool belt. So the lovely mods did that a few weeks ago.
Amazing.
You'll now be able to remove and add hatchets to your tool belt, just like you can with matics and pickaxes. And then also adding in the missing orichalcum, the cornium vein, and the Elder Rune hatchets as well for players to make from those metals.
Amazing. People happy about that in the chat. That's good.
We'll be sharing more info when possible, but yeah, we'll be making new bows and crossbows from the Eternal Magic logs. There'll be a new Masterwork range weapon. You'll be using primal like arrow tips and primal bolt tips to make ammunition, to make primal limbs. So definitely make sure you're still mining. They'll be handy items.
Noted.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about this very soon. Excited to get it to the.
And I can't wait to unlock this next year. The time it takes me to get to this point. But you know what? We'll get there. We will get there. This is awesome. And for one final look, again, at the tree. Look how pretty it is. Honestly, I'm just excited just to go to it and just stare at it. I think I'll just go and hug it if I can. We'll all have a moment. We'll go to the tree. We'll all have a big circle around the trees, and we'll do a big hug, and we'll do a live stream then. I'm gonna hold you to all of you to that. We'll do it.
Indeed.
Right. So I know we've got to 6 o'clock. My goodness, I can't believe it's already time. It's so annoying. I always tell myself I will extend these, and I never get around to it. But thank you. Thank you to everyone joining. More briefly, is there any last things you want to share with us before we end our stream today?
Yeah, I mean, a lot more than we have time for, unfortunately. But no, just a big thank you to everyone for coming along and listening. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you saw some cool stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'd love to do another one of these for like Woodcutting and Fletching sometime after it's released too.
For sure. We will absolutely do. We'll do a stream. We will go to these trees. Oh, what are they called? What are the trees called?
The Eternal Magic.
Eternal Magic Tree. Gorgeous. Lovely. Well, yes, thank you again, More Breezy, for joining us. It's been a wonderful pleasure having you join us here. Thank you again for everyone coming in and tuning in to this week's RuneSkill and chat. Next week it's a very exciting time. It's the spooky season. Spooky season has already started, if you don't know already. We will be going into Halloween, into the Harvest Hollow. Let's go. Monday, we will be having a stream with our lovely Discord moderators and a lot of the community who are going to be joining us on that stream. So let's go to Harvest Hollow together. Let's have some fun and experience Harvest Hollow together on stream. And on Thursday, I will be with a couple of the JMods who will be who are the main designers for Harvest Hollow. And we'll be doing a deep dive into that as well. But Yes. I was going to pass.
Can I just very quickly share some stuff?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I just one last thing over like with the feedback on the Masterwork sword, for example, from One Time Mining and Smithing. So just wanted to quickly share what our sort of plans are with that. The Masterwork range weapon that's coming with 110 Woodcutting and Fletching. So the ideas that we've been like sort of talking about with the combat team, Mod Ryan, Pigeon, Sponge, is that we want to put legendary weapon passives and specs onto the Masterwork items. So the Masterwork range weapon that will come with the 110 Fletching and Woodcutting update will have the Bow of the Last Guardian effects, but they'll be weaker, so they won't be the same power. there'll be weaker effects, but that means like just sort of less on the numbers, like half the damage or whatever it might be. Some of the numbers that we've had, like floating, for example, are like instead of like 12 to 6 stacks for the both the last Guardians, like, it'll be like 8 to 4. It won't just automatically be applied. You'll have to go and do something with it. So you'll have to do some sort of extra process.
Right.
Maybe that means like killing some enemies, creating something, getting something, turning it into something, and then essentially like almost like custom fitting that weapon with that new effect. And then it has that effect. And that would apply the same for it. Yeah, absolutely will be. We would like to do the same with things like Masterwork Sword and whichever Masterwork weapon, magic weapon comes with 110 rune crafting. The idea there is to like keep like the legendary like effects. You have to do something to obtain it, and yeah, after that you've got your empowered weapon, so to speak. So let us know what you think. It'd be good to hear your thoughts on that.
I love how people keep hearing the Serene Spirit every time it pops up. If anyone would like to know, I got a Dragon Longsword for that pickup, which was nice, I think. Which is good. Is that good? But yes, okay. Let us continue this. I'm going to switch over to my JMod account. I will be right back here. In Menopause to give out some lovely stroop waffles and some love letters and to say hi to you all over on my JMod. But if anyone wants to ask any more questions over to more Breezy, feel free to message him on Twitter. I'm sure if you don't mind, more Breezy, and you want some more people have any questions for you, then you can ask there. But yes, thank you all so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye.
Goodbye.